Hello, everyone. Welcome to my podcast for everyone who wants to build a successful career or business through unlocking their unique value. Gentle reminder to all of you listening now, please follow me on Substack and LinkedIn. These are my main channels where you can find my content. And of course, you can find these podcasts on YouTube as well. The links to all these channels will be provided in the description to this episode. And I invite you to comment and share your thoughts because today's episode has a very interesting and a very relevant topic, in my opinion. My guest today is an international coach supporting clients on their recovery journey out of long COVID, chronic fatigue, chronic pain, as well as coaching leaders on self-leadership and other issues. She is currently based in Germany, but she has lived and worked in 4 other countries, and we'll find out where exactly. She has been through COVID herself, and she knows really well what happens with our bodies when we suffer from this virus. Her recovery was not an easy one, and I hope she will share her important lessons with us today. In particularly, I'm very interested in understanding and listening to her story, how she used coaching to help herself recover, and how she is now helping her clients. And I have a lot of questions to her. So please welcome Susanna Koch. Hi, Susanna. How are you? It's great to have you on my
Hi.
podcast.
Yeah, pleasure to be here. Thank you. Yeah, I'm very well. Thank you.
It's great to have you. And I can't wait. I have a lot of questions. Can you, like, maybe my introduction of you was a little bit short. And uh, I would like to ask you maybe to start by telling a little bit more about yourself and how you got into coaching and how actually did you get into that kind of coaching?
hmm Yeah, I can definitely do that. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm based in Germany. I am from Germany actually, but I lived overseas for 17 years in total. So I lived in the States, in Norway, and Spain for 6 years, and in the UK for 10. Um, and while I was working in the UK for a Christian international charity, yeah, I was getting more and more into leadership issues and leadership coaching, mentoring as well, mentoring people globally as well. And so I was just interested, yeah, more into mentoring and coaching, and then benefited from coaching myself. So I had a coach for a year, and that was really beneficial. And lots of people encouraged me, and I was thinking about it myself, so I became a coach myself. Decided to become one, and so I did that in the UK. Yeah, that was basically how I got into coaching. I think it's just amazing what you can get out of it.
So you started basically in leadership coaching, right?
hmm
And how did it happen that you started to support people with long COVID and chronic fatigue and chronic pain?
hmm Yeah, that sounds like quite a shift. Um, so I got COVID myself in October 21 in London, and then developed long COVID as well. Quite severe long COVID, I would say, from what I know from other people. So I had yeah, two pericarditis, which is a heart illness, shoulder inflammations, other inflammations in the body, and then developed as well chronic fatigue quite severely as well. So I had days when I just had to lay in my dark room, no noise, no conversation, no input from outside. I couldn't cope with that. So I was just lying in a dark room for days. That was one of the worst moments, I would say. And I was so desperate to get out of it that I was searching the internet while I could. So with my limited energy that I had, I couldn't read at the time, so I was just listening to stuff on YouTube, basically. And then found some recovery stories that I listened to, and listened to more and more recovery stories. And then there was a pattern that emerged, and lots of them got out of long COVID, or basically all of them got out of long COVID through this mind-body connection, and often through coaching as well. So a coach helped them to get out of long COVID. And that's, yeah, I thought that's very interesting. And then I hired a coach myself, and he got me on the journey. I was, by the time, listening to lots of stuff about the mind-body connection as well on YouTube and other sources. And then that was then my start of my recovery. Yeah, I would say I recovered within a few months after starting this tool or this way.
Wow. It's incredible, really, that you found that way of helping yourself by listening to other stories. And now, can you maybe share a little bit more about what happens with a person when he's suffering from long COVID? What's happening with the body?
It's every individual is different, so everyone is different, and there are lots of different stories out there about long COVID symptoms and how it plays out. There are officially 206 long COVID symptoms, so it can look quite different from yeah, what people experience. I think a common factor often is this fatigue, this chronic fatigue that lots of people have, and that's some kind of pain and inflammation in the body that affects different organs or yeah, plays out in different ways. Often it's the heart or the lungs. Brain fog is another one that's quite common, I think. Muscle pain, joint pain. But then there are lots of other symptoms as well that can show up. I think what is common is because it was so unknown that often doctors don't know what to do with it. That's my experience. That there's this kind of despair, maybe, desperation and doubts as well, whether you would can get out of it, whether you would become better. And yeah, so that's definitely something that I had to deal with as well. It was just despair. What is happening with my body? What is going on? I don't understand. And it seems to get worse and not better. And then this question, will I ever get better again? Yeah, from what I understood so far about long COVID, you could often say that it is basically the body trying to protect yourself from an overload that is coming your way. So your immune system is just playing up, and when the virus comes, it just says, this is too much, I can't deal with this anymore, and then it shuts down in various ways. And the autonomous nervous system is basically shutting down, trying to protect you and telling you you need to rest or do whatever. You can't deal with this life anymore. And then it's very hard to get out of that when your body's shutting down.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine that it's really overwhelming also how to deal with this. When you came up with this idea that there is a connection between how your body reacts to the virus and the side effect of the virus, and the connection of that to the way how actually our mind works and how mind reacts to this uncertainty and scary thoughts and really all those feelings that start kind of taking place in you. How did you deal with that? Is this what coach helped you with?
Yeah, definitely. So there was a lot of negative thinking around long COVID, a lot of fear, anxiety, stress, basically for your body again. And then stress hormones are being released that flood your body, and then it gets worse. Then panic starts, maybe, just despair. And So basically the theory behind the mind-body connection is that negative thinking has an impact on your body, on the physiology of your cells, and it prevents the self-healing that the body can do, because you're still like in an alarm mode. Your body's trying to protect you, because everything is perceived as danger. So you, in that state, you can't really heal. So you need to get into a resting state or deep relaxed state for the body to be able to heal and activate the self-healing process, which everybody can do. So that was part of the thinking behind it. And then, so basically the challenge was to get out of this alarm state and into a relaxed state where you can activate the self-healing, and then but new neural pathways in your brain as well to focus on the positives and be optimistic about the healing process, and then you calm down and then the body can start to heal. That was my experience. It takes about 3 months for a neural pathway to form properly if you do exercises every day. And I recovered after 3 to 4 months, I would say, generally. Yeah, people take a bit longer. Everyone's different, but yeah, if you implement the tools, I found that they do help.
So how did coaching help you? Can you share a little bit more about like how was it
So the
working for
first
you?
thing was acceptance.
Hmm.
Accepting that you're ill and that you need to do something about it, and then accepting as well that there is a way out of it, like believing that there is a way out of it. That's a start. If you doubt and you're not sure, again, that's negative and that has an impact on your system. So you need to believe that this is the way out of it. And I had gathered enough information to know that, yes, this is possible. This is the way out of it. And I will definitely try and do everything I can that is in my power. So to get out of this, that's definitely a start. And then coaching helps you to deal with symptoms, stay calm, relaxed, gives you tools to get into a deep, relaxed state. So deep relaxation tools, as well as how to reframe negative thinking into a more positive thinking and an outlook. It helps you to develop gratitude and joy. So all positives that, can come out of from COVID as well. So one of the most challenging questions that one of my coaches asked was, what if long COVID is the best thing that has happened to you?
Wow.
And I was like, whoa. I was still in the middle of all my symptoms. I said, oh, wow, I don't know, that's challenging. But in hindsight now, I would say, yes, it's one of the best things that has happened to me, because it has really changed my outlook on life and the way I live. I live definitely more healthily now than I did before. Maybe one thing to mention as well is that I found that many long COVID patients are high achievers, perfectionists, people pleasers. So lots of personality traits come into play as well, because all these traits have positives, but also negatives, and they often push you, and you end up at, just challenging your immune system again and again, because you're just living to the full or just going over the threshold, which I did quite a bit. So I did so many things and I never really rested, I would say, in hindsight. I didn't know what deep rest was or deep relaxation. I thought resting was going for 100K bike ride, because that's fun, isn't it? So, but that's stress on your body as well. So, and how to channel these personality traits so that they would be positive in your life and not negative and just pushing you all the time and crossing your boundaries.
I think I totally relate to that people who are high performers, perfectionists. They are driven by their high standards, by their ambitions, and that's all very good stuff that can help you a lot in life. But there is a big downside of that. And I think what your coach did with that question, like really what coaching is all about, like hold a mirror to you and say, and now look at yourself really honestly and reflect on what is happening. And these are those amazing transformations that happen in the coaching process when you actually start thinking, oh my God, is this what's happening? Is this what's going on now? I've never seen this coming. And is this maybe really a good thing or the best thing that's happening with me? And those are, for me, always like the best moments of coaching where you get really those magical insights that completely transform you very quickly. Very quickly, actually, that happens. And then once you've seen it, once you've realized it, there is no way to unseen it. So you know it now. So this is your new reality you have to live with and move on. So it's your story, when I'm listening to it, really kind of illustrates that. And I think it's amazing that indeed you've embraced it. You've learned so much through this process, and you found a way to help yourself, first of all, but you're now also helping others to cope with this because you actually been there. You really know exactly how they feel. There's one more question I wanted to ask you. How did you help yourself? How did you manage to go into coaching sessions when you were very unwell, when you were very tired, exhausted? Because I know that kind of fatigue is not the light fatigue that you're just a little bit tired or out of breath. It's really like heavy feeling that you can't really move a muscle and you're laying in bed, which is also what you said before. And coaching sessions as well are quite energy consuming because you need to talk, you need to reflect. It costs a lot of energy. How did you manage that level of your energy going into sessions and finding the strength to go into sessions?
Yeah, very good question. Because I was basically bedbound for over a year. So yeah, and as you described the fatigue, that's what it is. It's not just being a little tired, but it's, I don't know, completely exhausted and run over by a bus. So I don't know how you would describe it. Yeah, definitely different level of fatigue than just being tired. So what it was possible to switch off the screen. That was one thing, because I couldn't be on screens really in the beginning. So I could just listen, because screen time is very tiring as well. We often don't notice because we're on it all day, but and I can be on it again all day, but for a year I couldn't really do screens. So I was just lying there listening and talking, and shorter sessions as well. So the first one, I did 2 coaching programs. The first one was a group session, so you had to could listen to others as well, so you didn't have to interact very intensely, and that was helpful. And then the second program was a one-to-one, but was a learning platform as well, so I could do it on my own pace and watch the short videos at my own pace, and then there was an interaction with the coach, shorter sessions as well. But at that time I was getting better and better, so I managed without any problems, like a half-hour session. So so that's how I did it. And then I got stronger, and then I could do longer sessions. That's what it is. So you have to adapt a little bit. There's ways to adapt and to modify coaching sessions as well, so that people could manage.
Yeah, but maybe also what is important is to listen to your body on a daily basis. Like really, how do I feel right now in the moment? Can I handle 20 minutes or can I handle 30 minutes? Or do I need to lay down, or do I need what do I need to go through the session? And and only based then on that go in the session, because it's really a fragile state of your body. And for people who are high performers and perfectionists, they love to push themselves, they love to push the boundaries. It could be really it's just not smart to do this in this situation.
Yeah, you're right. That even shows up like during the recovery process, that you're a high achiever, perfectionist, and high performer. It did show up in my recovery process as well. So my coach had to slow me down a bit. Don't be too ambitious. Just take it easy. Let it go. Whatever the timeline is, it will be fine. And so I had to learn to let go of the timeline as well. And yeah, and listening to your body as well. I think I learned that through long COVID as well. I didn't really listen to my body beforehand. But now I know, like, yeah, learned a lot through somatic tracking as well. So listening to your body and then dealing with symptoms.
Yeah, it's incredible. And so how quickly did you notice the change to the positive side? How quickly did you notice that, okay, these are already positive dynamics, I'm slowly on the recovery side?
I would say within a few weeks already, that was on the right track. I knew I was on the right track. It was not just the coaching, but there were other elements to it as well. So anti-inflammatory nutrition, which I had done for years, but that was really important as well, just not to foster some more inflammations in your body. So I was eating anti-inflammatory, yeah, definitely. So no sugar, no alcohol, no gluten, and so on. So I did that alongside as well. That helped, and then pacing was important as well, just because I had post-exertional malaise. So symptoms or crash only happened like 24 to 48 hours later after an activity, and I was exhausted. But more and more I learned not to push myself and to pace. And it's an art, I would say, to learn how to pace well and not to overdo it. But that has to do with listening to your body as well, and just knowing your baseline. And that was part of the coaching program also.
Yeah, it almost feels like you have to get to know yourself again, because you have to really listen to yourself a lot. You have to pay attention to your body, to your thoughts, to your feelings, and you need to be kind of connected with yourself all the time. Because previously, and I know that because I have a tendency to be like that as well, that you get so busy with everything around you, with other people, with their needs, with their priorities, with all the activities and events, and that you completely disconnect with yourself. So you might be already experiencing a pain in your neck or your shoulders, but you're not noticing it. And then over time, you have a big problem. Then you are laying in bed and you think, oh, where did this come from? But you already had it for a while. You were just ignoring it, all the signals, but the body will always send you a signal, right? It's just that we need to learn to read them, to pick them up quicker, and to take care of it, not just ignore it when you really need to slow. Like you said, after the exam, if you feel exhausted, then that's it. You need to act on
then
that
you've
now.
it already. If you're exhausted, you've overdone it already.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. So coaching helped you to understand all of these aspects, and then actually taught you to focus better on these signals and to understand, read them better.
Yes, definitely. So we listen to our bodies as well during the coaching sessions, and I still do that with my clients as well, to learn how to listen and to see where's the pain, what does my body tell me, or what's my gut instinct as well, and what do my subconscious brain thinks about things and not the conscious brain only. That's a definitely a part.
Definitely. And so now you are coaching other people and helping them to recover from long COVID and chronic fatigue and chronic pain. This must be a very popular niche, very high demand, because a lot of people had COVID. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of people are suffering from long COVID as well. What are the biggest or most common challenges that you see your clients come to you with?
Mm-hmm. So different ones, I would say. Again, first thing is the acceptance, and that you have to really do something about it and implement the tools, so that you have to commit to do exercises every day and to do deep relaxation techniques every day, to do brain retraining every day. Otherwise, it won't work, because it needs this repetition. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. And then just changing your lifestyle, and then channeling your personality traits as well. I think that's one thing. Just insights into yourself, as you said before, and realizing, oh, maybe I haven't lived as I should have lived, a lifestyle that I need to change. Another thing is lack of understanding from the people around you. I experienced that as well. That's difficult, because we don't look long COVID often, unless you're really, really ill. Then you do, but often people don't notice, like the fatigue doesn't show necessarily. And people not understanding your symptoms and how it all works. So not just from medical personnel, but other people around you as well, friends and family. I think that's one of the challenges as well. Or people get tired after a while supporting you, because it's dragging on. So I was ill for 20 months. That's a long time.
That's right.
And some friends were there all the time, all the way through. Others were getting a bit tired, maybe, which I do understand. So no blame or anything.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Life
I
goes
think
on.
this is also quite a high expectation from your family members and
Mm-hmm.
others around you to be always understanding and supportive what you're going through, because it is
Mm-hmm.
also a lot of pressure on them as well. And maybe sometimes they don't even know how to support you and help you
That's
in
right.
at certain moments. And yeah, it's unfair to expect that from them. But coaching is indeed really powerful in that sense, because it's, first of all, a coach is someone who can help you to be accountable for doing the things what you have agreed to do, right? What you said, you need to change your lifestyle, you need to do the exercises. And with coach uh, in the program, you can really train yourself, develop that new habit of doing things differently, because it is difficult to change habits, difficult to change it on your
Mm-hmm.
own. So in that sense, I think it's super helpful for you to be there as a coach, kind of guide them gently,
Mm-hmm.
but also in a kind of a loving way to hold their hand and help them to overcome those barriers without pushing
Definitely.
them too
Yeah.
hard. Yeah.
Definitely supporting. Yeah, definitely supporting. Because recovery is not linear either. So there will be dips on the way. It's
Yeah,
like being like this.
that's right.
And you just need more support and other support, and somebody who understands what you're going through, because some people around you might not understand, might not get it. And
Yeah.
again, another dip, but that's what it is. It's part of the journey. So and then just having support and somebody who understands
Yeah.
and just, as you said, guides you along. It's really helpful. I found that really helpful.
I can imagine that people that are suffering through long COVID, because it's such a long disease, and it could be with fallbacks. People might experience like serious frustration about it and really strong emotions in dealing with this.
Mm-hmm.
How how do you help them in these kind of situations?
Yeah, that's a really good question as well, because yes, it's very frustrating that you can't live the life that you're used to live, can't meet up socially often, can't work, can't exercise, can't eat the things that you like and love. So it's often very limited. You can't watch, I couldn't read. So very frustrating and for a long time as well. So it's very challenging mentally. I agree. And it would be good if like long COVID patients maybe could get more help from professionals as well in that area. As a coach, I think I can listen. I know what they're going through. I fully understand. And then I can help them to find solutions as well for the situation they're in at the moment and not giving up hope. Very important, I think, to continue to believe that recovery is possible. That is so important, just for your well-being as well, mental well-being, and to instill hope. Because I've seen it in others and I've seen it in my own life. It is possible to recover if you do things, and then maybe challenge them as well on maybe some challenge gently on some mental things like yeah, not being able to recover or yeah, just being there, and maybe on pushing yourself too hard, because that's what often happens. That's what I did as well, because I wanted to recover so quickly, and that I even pushed in my recovery and I had to slow down. Yeah, things like that, definitely.
Yeah, I recognize what you're saying. Like results-oriented people, they tend to expect that it needs to be solved quickly. There is a way that it's solved quickly, but also when it doesn't get quickly the way they want it to be, then they fall into a very dark hole where they lose all the faith and really hope. And it's difficult to get out of this state of mind, which is very bad for you because your body, you will start
Mhm.
um, uh, falling apart because of this negative mindset of those thoughts that you are actually allowing to take place in your head. But it's a kind of a vicious circle, so it's really difficult to break it. That's why coaching is very powerful here, because it can help you to um, step out of this thinking process and start seeing things differently. Slowly you will start seeing the light, and slowly you will start again believing that it's all going to work out. And
It's definitely a marathon, not a sprint.
mhm.
And yeah, just developing gratitude even in the little things, being thankful was a game changer for me as well as so we had one rule, like a 5% joy thing. So one thing that for example, I love skiing, and so the 5% of the activity that I could do was putting on my ski boots in the
Mhm.
lounge, and that was it. But I was happy because that was
Yeah,
on my way to recovery. Yes, I was putting on my ski boots in the lounge.
so that was
Yes,
a big breakthrough when you
it
achieved
was.
that. It was like, oh wow, what a milestone, I can just put on my ski boots.
And it just gives you hope because you think
Yeah,
one day I will be able to ski again. I will. And I did.
yeah, absolutely.
So, but that was just like, that's a part of your journey. So that's a step forward, putting on the ski boots. And one
Yeah,
day you will ski again. So
and we
things like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, incredible, because we all know this theory of small steps, but when you are in this negative state of mind, it's really hard to see those really small positive things in your life because you're so focused on the
Hmm.
big bad thing that's happening with you. But there are still always many good things. You just need to uh, be able to notice them. And I think it's a skill that you can train yourself, really. At the beginning, we don't have that. But you've probably already trained yourself, and now you notice the small things, no matter what, and they make you happy, right?
That's right. Yeah, definitely more grateful for the little things in life and can laugh about the
Yeah.
things. I mean, it's funny, isn't it? Putting on ski boots, but and that
Yeah,
makes you
no,
happy. But
I think it's a great example,
yeah.
and everybody would have their own thing. But yeah, like you get up in bed and you are happy that you could do this. You
Mhm.
put your clothes on, and wow, that's already another
Yeah.
achievement. Yeah, so
First
all
time I
these,
could shower by myself, that was
oh,
a
yeah,
massive achievement because I couldn't shower
yeah,
for weeks really. So yeah,
yeah,
that was so great. Yeah, celebrating the little wins is very important,
yeah.
definitely. So I have a little jar where I put in the little wins in the beginning, and it was just filling up with more
Nice.
wins. Yeah.
What else? Tell us some more tricks and strategies or coping mechanisms that you would recommend that people can already maybe use to help themselves.
um, so what I always did as well when I was getting into a dip and having doubts, because it felt like I was going downhill again. I listened to more recovery stories. I think I listened to hundreds of recovery stories that can be found on YouTube and other channels, just to give me hope again. So that's what I needed, to have hope again. I have a long COVID recovery buddy who I met on the journey, and we
Wow,
recovered together, and we're still in touch every day. And we've helped each other as well into like living a normal life again, and channeling our like high achiever, high performer thing as well. So we've been in touch for the last year and a half, which is amazing, isn't it? Every day,
great.
just a text or whatever or phone call. But yeah, just having a buddy is really helpful just in times of crisis as well. So when you have a dip, the other one is there to encourage you and to help you through and to come on, just calm down. It'll be fine. You'll get there. And then maybe do even some breathing technique with you over the phone or whatever it might be. So that's definitely helpful. I find some breathing tools quite helpful, and they can be done anywhere really.
Hmm.
I've done them in the car. I've done them on my bike, on the train, just to calm down and get into a deep relaxation state and to regulate the nervous system. So one thing that might be familiar is the box breathing. So you count to 4, breathe in, and then exhale on 8. So that's what I can do. Just imagine a box and you're going around.
Yeah.
Inhale, stop,
Yeah,
exhale.
that's a famous technique indeed for deep
Yeah.
relaxation and for handling like stress, really strong
Yeah.
stress. It's a really good technique indeed, for sure.
And another short one, maybe, just to regulate the nervous system, is just tapping. Just on your
Yourself?
arms, on your shoulders, on your body, just tap. And that just regulates. It's a vagus nerve exercise. Or
How
you can
long do you need to
stroke
do
as well.
this?
Just do it for a minute or so. Or you can
Hmm.
stroke.
Oh yeah,
Stroke your arms, and that's quite soothing as well.
yeah.
Mm.
It feels like indeed you're calming yourself down, like
Mm-hmm.
you take care
Yeah,
of yourself and you tell yourself it's
yeah.
okay, it's going to be fine.
And
Yeah.
that's another one. What I always still do sometimes is I talk to myself, to my nervous system, and say, it's okay. I've heard you. I know your voice. I've heard you. It'll be fine. I will look after you. You can calm down now. And then it's been amazing. Like on a bike ride, I was overdoing it a little bit, I noticed, and I was getting like, I always get vibrations from the inside, and that's my symptom of letting me know that I'm overdoing it. And then I just said to myself, it's okay, I've heard you. You can rest in 10 minutes and you can calm down now. It's okay, I've heard you, and I will look after you. And then I just calmed down and relaxed on the
Mhm.
bike still, because it was so automated already. That was an incredible experience.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
just brain retraining, basically, training your brain.
No, exactly. I think it's indeed, that's right what you're saying. It's like paying attention to yourself. And once you acknowledge that you do pay attention and you do care, your body let go and it's fine now. Yeah. It's so easy. It's so easy when you think about it, but why didn't we know about this before? I don't know. But yeah, it's remarkable how easy we can help ourselves when we know, okay, this is what I need to do. So I think this is very helpful what you shared, these techniques. I think people who watch this episode, they can also make a note and try it. Definitely try it. There's no harm in trying those things. And uh, and so you've now you're now working yourself as a coach, helping people.
Mhm.
Do you have any stories that you can share, or somebody that you helped with to deal with the long COVID?
Yeah, so I think again, some people are still in recovery process, but there's progress. So it takes time to recover. So usually it takes a few months. So, but people are getting better. Like for
Mm.
example, migraines are going or they're getting fewer migraines because that's another long COVID symptom as well. So through the techniques when they relax deeply, and then they're basically there was one lady who was symptom free for 2 weeks already. No migraines and had migraines all the way through before. So that was one thing, or just yeah, people getting better over time, being able to do more. There was one girl who could hardly walk in the beginning, and then just through yeah, the mind body connection tools that she implemented, was able to go on a holiday to Spain after half a year and was able to work again. And yeah, so yeah.
Besides those kind of physical improvements, do they also feel that they have transformed? Do they see that they need to change their lifestyle, and do they manage to change their
Hmm.
way of thinking, the way of
Hmm.
you know, feeling, the way of acting towards themselves? Is that also,
Yes.
do you see this happening?
Yes, I do, because otherwise it wouldn't be postponed. I think maybe then they wouldn't recover for long, but it would be maybe quick recovery and then they would go back into old mode. No, they do implement the relaxation techniques like frequently and listen to their bodies more and know when they have to stop doing things. So they start working gradually as well, and yeah, definitely more aware of what is going on with their bodies and how much they can cope with and what they can do. And then when they get into dip, because that still might happen, even like a few months into your recovery, they know what to do and how to regulate the nervous system within hours, and then
Hmm.
they're fine again. So that's definitely a game changer. And just saying no more, setting up more boundaries, working differently, I would say. Um, their outlook on life is different. What do
Yeah,
I want in life? What do I live for? What's important?
yeah, and that's why I see that this is a massive change, in your values, in the way that you see life, and yeah, what you value in your life, basically. Priorities. It's such a huge transformation, such a big shift that uh, it's not something that can happen quickly, and it also has much bigger consequences. It also impacts other people around you, right? Because yeah, you change your lifestyle, then people around you will also be impacted by this. Um, and you need to, in order to successfully change that lifestyle, you need to have supportive people around you that will
Mhm.
really help you, encourage you, support you, and not kind of let you fall back again.
One question that's really important in the beginning is, why do you want to get better?
Mm,
What are the
wow.
reasons? Why do you want to get better? Because I found as well that if people don't have a good reason, like they don't like their jobs or whatever, they don't want to go back to their jobs, even then they don't recover. Because in a sense, long COVID then might be a good excuse as well, subconsciously. So you have to have a good reason why you want to recover. So write them down,
Right.
make a vision board,
Right.
look at the vision board every day. Why do you want
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
better?
And what kind of answers people give you? Why do they want to recover?
Often people say, I want to be able to work again. I want to be able to meet up with friends again. Family life, pick up family life again as I did before. Travel, sports, different things. People have different things in mind. One lady said she wants to play music again and to go to concerts. Different things.
Yeah.
What people enjoy in life and want to go back to.
Yeah, that's true, because
Yeah.
you really need to have this subconscious, strong desire to keep living. If you don't have that, then you've made a decision that there's no point to fight. What are the biggest misconceptions about long COVID that you have discovered through this journey? Is there something that you thought, or people told you that this was this, and you've discovered that it was something else?
Well, when I feel there was not that much knowledge out there, not yet, about long COVID. So misconceptions, lots of them probably, I don't know. What I personally encountered is that some people thought I was depressed, which I think I never was. I was fatigued, yes, but I was not depressed. I always wanted to get out of this, and I was always like a fighter, and I think I have a strong will, and I wanted to get out of that. So I think that was one of the things that I encountered, which made me a bit furious, if I'm honest, because I thought that's not fair. I'm not depressed. I'm just fatigued severely. And I think sometimes, people might misunderstand that. But misconceptions about long COVID is I think it's a difficult question because I think just scientists are just getting their head around it maybe now, or still so many unknowns about it, what's actually happening.
But we do see that coaching really helps to deal with this, and mental part of this process plays a very important role in your recovery. And if you don't help yourself, basically, to deal with your thoughts, to support yourself on this journey, it will be very difficult for you to recover. Yeah.
Very true. Yeah, so it's in a sense it's a mental game as well. We need medicine as well. I needed medication for my pericarditis, shoulder inflammations, and all the rest. They have their place for sure, and scans and whatever. They have their place. And I was very grateful for the medication that I got. But then in the end, once that was ruled out, then it was a mental game, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing your story. I think
Yeah,
it's
you're welcome.
amazing. And I hope that more people will find you and ask you for your support. I think you would be the right person to help them, guide them through that journey and the recovery. I think it's really amazing how you support them. Um, Is there anything that you would like to share at the end to sort of advice or a tip or some insights that you found through this journey that you want to share?
Very good question. I think I would like to pass on that there is hope. There is a way out of this. And I've gained so much through this as well. Like in hindsight, it's often easy to say, I know it's a tough journey, but there's hope. And I don't want to miss out on findings I found about myself, about my outlook on life, like has changed. I'm more grateful for the little things in life and just deeply grateful that I can live my life independently again and I can do everything again that I was able to before. I can do sports again, work, socialize. It's all possible.
It's wonderful. Thank you, Susanna, for sharing your story, for your advice, for your wisdom, and for showing the value of coaching in long COVID recovery. I think it's amazing what you're doing. Hope this is useful for everyone listening. And I wish you all a great day. Until next time.